Welcome back to the channel. This is chapter 2 of the Freenove WebKit tutorial. Chapter 2 is a continuation of chapter 1. In chapter 1 we constructed a circuit and ran the C code to allow the LED to blink on and off. In chapter 2 it's just a slight difference. We're using a push button to control the LED to turn it on and off. So in this chapter, the circuitry is a little bit different. The components needed is one LED, a 220 ohm resistor, a 10K ohm resistor, and the push button switch plus your jumper wire. Down here is a schematic on how to connect this circuit, and this is a graphical representation of said circuit. Alright, so let's go straight into the code. So in your Freenove library that you would have installed in the initial setup, you would go to your Freenove folder, code, C code, and then project 2.11.1, which is button LED. And if you should look at what the project code looks like, and this is the C code. So in this code you'll see we're using two libraries. So we're including the wireInPy library and the studio.h library. We then define our pins that we're using. We're using pin 0, pin 1. Pin 0 is for LED pin, pin 1 is for button pin. And then in your main program we print, program is starting, then we initialize our wireInPy, and then we assign our GPIO pins. We assign pin 0 as an output pin, and we assign pin 1 as an input. To go down further, we set up the push button pin as a pull-up, and then we create a while loop with an if statement. So if the button is not pressed, it's low. If the button is pressed, it detects a high and it turns the LED on. Once you release the button, it returns back to a low state and the LED goes off. It's a fairly simple program. Alright, so in order to execute this program, you go to your terminal and you navigate to the folder. That's the full file extension or file name. So now we're in the folder for the project. You do an ls to see what's there. So we see the C code, which is button LED.c. So in order to execute, we need to compile this C code into an executable file. You do that by typing gcc, then the file name that's currently there, which is button LED.c -o, and then the name that you want your executable file to be called, which is, I just use the same name, button.led, and then -l wireInPy, execute, and you do an ls, and you should see two files. So here we go. We have button.led. So I already constructed the circuit and it's connected and ready, so I'm about to execute the program. So to execute your compiled program, you do type sudo / and then the file name, which is button.led. Enter, and you can see it says it's saying push button is released, so LEDs turn off. And as soon as I push the push button, the light comes on and it switched to it. Push button is pressed, LEDs turn on. I release again, and it goes back to push button is released, LED turn off. And that's it. Thank you for your time and attention.